Hello, bonjour, and welcome, my YouTube friends. Today I'm in the Fantasque again. And you know what happens when I'm in the Fantasque? The French magic happens, my friends, of course. Why am I speaking in an outrageous French accent? This is really bad. I have no idea. But seriously, doing some ranked, and this match happened, and I thought I would share my thoughts with you all, so you get a better idea of how to play these crazy French boats, right? I mean, Land of Fire, this is a classic, okay? You've got three caps, A, B, and C. It's very obvious straight away as a French destroyer that you really should be scouting the C cap because it's the one furthest away from your team, and it's the one you can get to first. What are we up against? A U-190, a Siliwangi, a Star Edinburgh, a Fantasque, a Tirpitz, and a Lenin. None of those ships can get to that cap as fast as I can, because I, my friends, with my stupid 4-minute boost on, can get there momentarily at 55 knots. Well, almost 55 knots. I'm doing 53.5 at the moment. Basically, we're just going to have a sniff around the cap. Now, the first thing you want to do is not go straight into the cap and assert your dominance, okay? You really don't want to do that until you know what is coming. So first, you want to spot the enemy ships. You want to do a bit of spotting first. You want to sniff around the cap and see what's there. I mean, if an easy meal presents itself, then you have 139mm guns. You pretty much outgun almost every destroyer when your reload booster is on. So if an easy meal presents, then you should probably eat it, right? So if, say, the Siliwangi would be so kind as to drift into C shortly, behind me, of course, because he's very slow. Every boat is slow. When you're in a Fantasque. That would be great, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to be a while before he arrives. So we're just going to have a little sniff around the cap. Now, I'm on RPF. That could be one of the cruisers. It could be the Siliwangi. So we're just going to put some torps on the corner in case someone was desperate to move into cap and get torped. And I'm just going to wait. And there's a Fantasque, so we know there's a cruiser here. Somebody's already spotted the Tirpitz. That was probably me, actually, as I was moving across. A quick spot on the Tirpitz B. So I've spotted two ships already. What have I got with me? I've got a light cruiser, the San Diego. Now, a Tirpitz will make a very easy meal of the San Diego if he's not supported by a battleship. And since we don't have any battleships here, our Massachusetts and our Picardy decided to stay down at B. Caution is the better part of valor here, so I'm going to take the flank now. The Siliwangi's popped up on the minimap. We can see where he is now, so we know they haven't got a destroyer here, but we don't know the location of the U-190. At this point I decided I really didn't want to talk to anybody. It's been a bit of a day, so what are we doing? We now need to light these two ships for the San Diego just to see what their intentions are now. The Tirpitz looks like he's going for cap. Okay. It would be good to sneak in there and grab the cap, but if the Tirpitz turns in, he's going to push me off the cap. I don't have smoke. I don't have any way of hiding from this guy apart from the islands. So we're going to be cautious. I'm just going to pop over here and see. He looks like he's turning out. There he goes. He's starting to turn in. So at this point, I slam on the brakes. I go hard to starboard, I go full throttle, and I attempt to move away undetected. And he almost catches me, but not quite, because we have a detect in the Fantasque of 6.3. It's really important that you're aware of your detect range. I say 6.3, do apologize, it's 6.4. But my point is, you really need to know at what point you're about to get detected so that you can take appropriate action. Now, he still doesn't know I'm here, fortunately, and he's got French torpedoes bearing down on him at a rapid rate. Do we hit him? Yeah, we get an easy hit and a flood, which is great news. And then I drop some more torps there just in case he's kind enough to go into them. And now we're on the flank and safe because we have an island next to us. There's no reason why we can't open fire on this guy and set a few fires, because I can duck behind this rock in front of me if I need to. I'm just going to go dark here. Now you can see already he's lost a lot of health. The San Diego opened up on him. And he's in a lot of trouble. It doesn't look like the torpedoes are going to hit, but that really doesn't matter because the Massachusetts secondaries caught him on fire and the Massachusetts joined in the fight. So between the Massachusetts, the San Diego and myself, we were able to catch him in a crossfire trap and remove him from the match. And you see my role in all of that was just to keep him lit so the guys could get into position and do something about it. Also lay torpedoes down well stealthed, and also find an island to hide behind so that I could then fire on the target and start setting fires with my HE. Okay. Now the cap is completely clear, so it's safe to say, if you look at your mini-map, you can see straight away where all the enemy ships are. Okay, and they're all over at A. So we can now move into the cap with a certain amount of impunity. We can capture the cap. And we did 15k damage with a torpedo, got a couple of spots, 13k spotting damage because the San Diego was on it. And the San Diego and myself will now take the cap for the team. You notice I didn't bother using the reload boosters. The reload booster is there to finish off targets. It's there to, if somebody extinguishes a fire on their battleship, so their damage con's suddenly on cooldown, then it's a good time to hit the reload booster and slam a whole load of HE shells into him in the hope that you can get another fire or two, because those fires will then be permanent. Also, you might get a flood with the torpedoes. So it doesn't work for the torpedoes, unfortunately. It only works for the guns. But you can use the floods, keep an eye on them. If they repair a flood, then you can hit the reload booster, spam them with HE and get permanent fires. So it's about map awareness. It's about keeping an eye on the enemy ship, and it's all about seeing what status they're at. Did they damage repair? Is that on cooldown? If the answer is no, don't use it. Are you in a DD fight? Do you need to win that fight? If the answer is yes, use your reload booster, because you don't outgun other DDs unless your reload booster is going, and that's when the magic happens. So it's very important to manage that in a French DD and to use it well. Okay, so we got the Fantasque. I'm moving to mid, and I've noticed the Siliwangi is down at F3, and I've also noticed that Team Red is about to push back at B. So I'm heading towards B, and I get lit by the U-190. Now the best thing to do here is don't panic. He's diving, we go dark. If we fire on him, we get lit, and then the Fantasque's going to get some free shots. I just checked to see if the Fantasque's awake, and sure enough, he was bringing his guns round to bear on me. So I'm glad we decided to go dark. In most situations like that, it's best to go dark. If the submarine is isolated and alone, by all means let rip. Okay? And if you catch a sub on the surface, it's a good time to use your reload booster if there are no other targets that can see you. If you're not under any threat of engagement, then you can burn the sub down. But you can see he's at periscope depth and moving away, dropping torpedoes out the back. The San Diego saw him, the Massachusetts saw him. They've sent more planes, more depth charges. I lay some torpedoes on the Lenin. Lots of explosions around the submarine. He was on half health, and the Nottingham gets him. But you can see the Nottingham is in danger. He's got deep water torpedoes coming down on him, and we've got two cruisers here to think about, an Edinburgh and a Fantasque. Now, if I can catch an Edinburgh at less than 10 kilometers on the broadside, I know I can citadel this guy. So I get caught out because the guy slows down a lot faster than I had. I had no idea an Edinburgh could slow down that fast. Mine never does. So I'm not sure how he pulled that off. But here's the citadels. I'm farming black ribbons using the reload booster because I know I haven't got very much time. I know his smoke is going to go up and conceal him. So I get a couple of citadels out of that, farm his broadside, and then I disengage. Meanwhile, the Fantasque and the Edinburgh are engaging the Picardy, who is now isolated. And he's asking for support from me. And of course I'm happy to oblige him, but I really want to try and catch... I want some alone time, if I'm honest, with the Siliwangi. However, my reload booster is on cooldown because I use it on the Star Edinburgh, so I really don't particularly want to force an engagement with the Siliwangi right now. So I'm going to wait for that to come off cooldown before I even think about it. And there's 2 cruisers to think about here, both of which, if they show me broadside, my 139mm AP is quite capable of getting more black ribbons. So I decide to fire on the Fantasque. He fires back. I take a avoiding action, slow down, turn out, take very little damage, and get another ribbon. That's 4 black ribbons so far. He turns away, so my AP is no longer as effective as it was. So I switch to HE. You get the play. You get the idea. Now I'm being fired on by the Star Edinburgh, but at this range his shells are very floaty, and I'm an incredibly fast target with my speed boost on. So I should be able to avoid those, and I do with comparative ease. Now the Silly Wangy's given away his position by smoking, but he kind of had to. He was lit. San Diego's bearing down on him. Massachusetts is heading up towards the Lenin, and I'm taking the wide angle into the Silly Wangy. I really want to get that destroyer out of the picture, so I'm heading up there now. I can use this island in front of me at G2. Use the island at G2 to keep me stealthed between me and the Star Edinburgh. San Diego spots the Star Edinburgh, who's now come out of smoke, and I head straight up the 2 line towards the Silly Wangy, meanwhile being covered by the island, meanwhile remaining dark. They are unaware of my position, and they are unaware that I am taking a very, very aggressive stance here. I'm hoping to catch the Silly Wangy out. I'm hoping he'll come my way. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. I'm not sure which way he went. I got a feeling, if I remember rightly, he went down the F line. But I think he went a little higher up. I'm not sure of his position anyway, so I've decided to help the San Diego out with the Star Edinburgh and keep half an eye out whilst doing so for the Silly Wangy. The Lenin is a long way up the map, and Russian guns past 14 kilometers are not incredibly accurate, so I'm not too scared of him yet. He's engaged the Massachusetts. The Massachusetts is losing that fight because he's in a crossfire between the Edinburgh and the Lenin. And you can see they are... There's the Silly Wangy. He's been hanging in the smoke with the Edinburgh. Okay, so we hit the speed boost. Now, I want to burn him down as fast as possible, so I'm using my reload booster. But he switches target, he attacks, which is unfortunate. And I feel like I kind of wasted that one. I didn't really need to do that. The Torps miss him quite adequately, unfortunately, and head towards the Silly Wangy, who can avoid them because he's very aware now that they've been lit by the Star Edinburgh, so he should be able to avoid those. I switch back to the AP because guess what? I think I can get Citadels, and sure enough, I farm another Citadel ribbon, and I watch my speed. I'm not too sure at this point why the Edinburgh broke off. The Lenin just took out the Massachusetts B. I think he was going to assist the Lenin. And he's very low health, so he's basically trying to run away to heal. And unfortunately for me, since I'm the last ship up, I can't really chase him. I don't want to get caught between him and the Lenin. I don't really want the Silly Wangy firing upon me, so I'm keeping my distance. But at this point, we have 2 caps, and we have a reasonable points lead. So if I can kill this guy, I will. Unfortunately, my shell dispersion lets me down a bit here. And he puts his super heal on, and he repairs a lot of the damage. But that's okay, that's okay. We can just go dark for a bit, and now Team Red needs a cap. And the nearest cap to them is B, so we just hang around here, speed juking his shells. Yeah, that happens. And basically working him down. I want to basically get the Star Edinburgh if I can. He kind of makes it difficult for me, but we get a fire on him. I'm watching him with a view to, if he puts that fire out, use my reload booster, but he doesn't look like he's going to. He's letting it burn. Very interesting. And shells are coming to my front, so we managed to avoid those. And he's coming to my rear, so I speed up. still coming to my rear, but he messed those up. The speed boost is strong on this ship. We're now going reverse. We carry on going in reverse because they're coming to my front. And then as he goes to my rear, we put it in full forward. And he misses with those. So we're just duking his shells merrily here. And at the same time, getting lots of fire down. So the thing with speed duking shells is if the shells are coming to your midsection, all right, or to the back of your ship, you speed up. If they're coming to the front of your ship, you slow down, and that's all there is to it. Okay, that's the simple equation that we all use to figure out. And because we're using a speed boost, we can slow down and speed up very, very quickly. And because we're a very fast boat, we do anyway. Unfortunately, at this point, the Siliwangi gets me on hydro, which is really, really bad. I wanted to push in. I wanted to attack the Siliwangi. I was saving my reload booster to do just that, so I could burn him down fast. But unfortunately, he's hydroed me, and he's very cautious. He's smoked up. He's not being very aggressive. He needs to be more aggressive if he wants to win this match, because we win in 54 seconds. They win in 1:06. So I'm moving out of range of the hydro and avoiding fire as I do so. Once I'm out of hydro range, I can see that we still have a big enough lead to win this match. So they do really need to come out and kill me. They're never no one's going to get to sea in time. I can't see a Lenin making it across the sea in time. I bet he's trying. We haven't seen the Lenin for a while. But there's the Star Edinburgh. And it's at this point I realize if I kill the Star Edinburgh, this is a done deal. We win the match. If I kill the Siliwangi with those torpedoes, we win the match. So I'm hedging my bets here, going for the double strike. I hit my reload booster because I'm thinking I might be able to get a cheeky few citadels and kill the Edinburgh. The Edinburgh's very low, and that happened. My torpedoes got the Siliwangi, and we win the match. So that was the thought processes behind that match. I hope that was helpful for you all, and if it was, or if it wasn't, if you have more questions, just put them in the comments, okay? I'm happy to answer any of your questions on French DDs. It's a class I play way too much. And you can see we got a top 3 finish, and you can do this regularly with the Fantasque. Sometimes you come top, sometimes third, sometimes second, but if you stick to those golden rules that I just gave you, you should have much better games in your French destroyers, okay? Alright, so there's a breakdown of the credits, and that's the personal score. And then if we take it back to port, I'll just quickly show you the build. Okay. Yeah, lots of compliments. Yeah, that's great. And there we go. And that's my personal build. Because the turret traverse on this ship is incredibly slow, I take greaser gears. That's the only reason. And those are my module choices. Okay, that allows me to take aiming mod in slot 3. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. Thank you.